come to save you. Fear separates us from God. Problems like anxiety, depression, and panic attacks are all derived from one common enemy: fear. The Anxiety and Depression Association of America says that anxiety is a normal part of childhood. But when did we start letting fear become a normal part of our lives? When did we start letting it be okay to have constant fear we feel like we can't control? It takes over our lives and we feel suffocated. This generation is under attack more than ever before. Fear is letting itself be known. But we have a God bigger than fear. One verse that always reminded me of the children in kids' churches, Psalms 56:3. When I'm afraid, I put my trust in you. Whenever we have prayer time, they'll tell us about every single fear they're facing. And I've always admired, no matter how scary the situation they may be in is, they have no problem putting their complete trust in God. And I started to think, why am I not like that? Why are we not able to put our complete trust in God? And I realized this is because as we get older, the world tells us, you're not a kid anymore. Don't rely on anyone else to fix your problems for you because you're on your own. I'm here to tell you that that is a lie. Just like when you're a kid and you run to your dad when you're afraid, God is there, He's waiting, and He wants you to call on Him. But if we don't have trust to put it in Him, we end up getting taken over by fear and living our lives according to it. But once we trust God, we see our fears drift away. For I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. 2 Timothy 1:7. In the story of Elijah, his servant is terrified when he sees all the horses and chariots that want to attack them. But Elisha wasn't afraid because he knew God was bigger than any army. 2 Kings 6:17 says, And Elijah prayed, Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see. Then the Lord opened the servant's eyes, and he saw all the horses and chariots of fire around Elisha. When you have a personal relationship with God, it becomes easy to see all the amazing things and the life that God has given you. We need to not be like the servant, but more like Elijah, who knew and had faith in God. We cannot let this world blind us from our God. Around 3 years ago, I was at a bad place in my life. And I felt as if fear completely took over and I couldn't even hear God's voice anymore. In the moment I needed God the most, I was too scared to come to Him. There's one night I will never forget. I was crying out to God. I said, God, no one understands me. No one knows what I'm going through. And no one ever will. I didn't know what to do at that point. But I went to sleep that night with fear still controlling me just like it did every other day. But what was different that day was I thought, maybe God's listening. I had hope. I thought, maybe God's there. I just can't see it yet. The next day I was sitting in my room when a pastor came to visit. And as he laid his hands on me to pray, he started repeating the exact words I had cried out to God the night before. This man I had never met knew these exact words. It was as if he was there memorizing what I was saying. But it wasn't him that night. It was God. He was there the whole time. He was listening to me. And He sent this pastor to me to bring back the hope I had lost, and more importantly, to take all of my fears away. And I can tell you, in that instant, I knew God loved me, and there was nothing I couldn't do because I have a great God that can do anything and everything, and He gives us that promise. And in that moment, I knew God cared and that He was there. We go through every day dealing with fear as if there's no escape. We have a good God, but we become blind because of this world and we start straying away from Him. Instead of this, we need to draw near to God and He will draw near to us. Fear is an acronym for two things: fear everything and run, or face everything and rise. And with a God as big and powerful as ours, only one of those makes sense. So I challenge each and every one of you to rise above all of your fears. Thank you.